In this last section, I thought we'd talk about some typical bluegrass licks that you can encounter in other pieces of music. So find the chart called Bluegrass Licks. Pick, pinch, hammer, pick. 4 thumb beats in that. Thumb, thumb pinch, thumb hammer, thumb. The second measure is almost exactly the same, except we've got some 16th notes, so we're going to count those. Diddle. Pick, pinch, hammer and pick, pick. I'll play that again. Pick, pick, hammer and pick, pick. Da, da, diddle, dee, dee, dee. Da, da, diddle, dee, dee, dee. In each of these measures, you could try rolling them round and round in a loop so that you get some good practice and you can end up with some quite good riffs like that. Okay, here's that measure again. Sounds like the intro to something, doesn't it? Okay, third measure, first line. We have a mixed roll followed by a hammer-on. And that hammer-on, it happens at the same time as the index finger picks out that second string. We've already had a couple of examples of that before. So here we go again. And of course it's just diddy 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 diddy. I guess the best way to describe that measure is a mixed roll with a hammer-on. On the last measure of line 1, we have 2 slides from 2 to 4 on the 3rd string. Happening at the same time as that 4 arrives, or as the finger arrives on the 4th fret, is that up pick with the index finger on the 2nd string. So that's also a kind of mixed roll. Line 2, we have a pull-off on the 2nd fret of the 1st string. You can use either your 2nd finger or your 3rd finger. When you come to the actual music, remember it's contextual. It depends on what comes before and after as to what's the most economical or logical finger to use on your chord hand. So in this case, it's a kind of mixed roll with a 16th note pull-off, a diddle. Alright, and then we have a hammer-on the bass note, hammering onto the 2nd fret. So that's another mixed roll. So that goes dee 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 diddle dee 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 dee. Alright, the next 2 measures on line 2 again are examples of how you can have the same action, in this case a hammer-on from the 2nd to the 3rd fret, but one is written with that kind of offset, that seesaw thing where your middle finger's picking out that top string, and in the final measure they are separate. So the 2nd measure is diddy sound with a seesaw effect, and in the 3rd measure they are separate, so they diddle-dee, diddle-dee, dee-dee, dee-dee. So here we go. Measure 2 of the 2nd line. Right, notice that I kept that 3 on. Once I'd got the 2 hammers finished, I kept that 3 on because I was going to come back to that. Hammer, hammer. Now, to get the picking on the picking hand absolutely correct, we must remember that this is based around the Foggy Mountain roll, a Foggy Mountain breakdown roll. So this is actually the start to Foggy Mountain breakdown. So that time I was using the wrong finger. I should have come up to the 2nd string with the thumb. I'll do it properly this time. that with measure 3 of the second line with the diddlies. Diddly, diddly, did, diddly, diddly, did. Let me play you those two measures back to back. Okay, third line, first measure, a mixed roll, and we have a slide from the second to the third fret on the third string. I'm using my second finger a lot just because it's natural for me to do so, but it depends, as I say, on when you see it in a piece of music, what comes before and what comes after. So, it's a mixed roll, and again. That nice little pull off at the end, it just rounds it out beautifully. So let's discuss that. First of all, a mixed roll, thumb, middle, thumb. I'm going to up pick that middle string, the third string, with the index finger to start that roll. Sorry, to start the slide. Make that happen at the same time as I pick out that middle finger on the first string. Play that open note, again with the index finger, and then I'm going to use the thumb to start that 2, which is the start of that pull-off. Okay?